It began with a routine excavation. A research facility in the heart of the city, buried beneath layers of forgotten stone and steel. What they found should have been impossible. Not a skeleton, not bone or fossil, but something older. A husk. The remnants of something once wrapped in silk, preserved not by time, but by design. The lead researcher, Dr. Arania, spent weeks running tests. At first, she thought it was nothing more than an evolutionary oddity, some unknown species lost to history. But the results changed everything. The genetic markers, the sequences embedded within, the structure of the strands, they were not alien. They were us. We had not evolved from primates. Our history was rewritten in a single night. The truth was darker, older, and infinitely more terrifying. And for the first time in recorded history, humanity glimpsed its true reflection. The project was shut down. Files erased. Every record locked behind steel doors and encrypted walls. But secrets are never truly buried. Not when they are waiting to be found. One by one, the researchers vanished. Some disappeared without a trace. Others were found wrapped in fine, glistening threads suspended in air, their eyes wide with something far worse than death. Understanding. The last surviving logs spoke of shadows in the hallways. Of whispers that were never spoken aloud. Of movement in places where no living thing should have been. But the warning came too late. The web had already been spun. The containment doors were built to withstand anything. Fire, floods, war. But they were not built for this. The first tremor was dismissed as an error. A simple glitch in the system. The second shattered the ground beneath their feet. Then, silence. Not the silence of an empty room, not the stillness of an abandoned place. This was a silence that listened. A silence that waited. And then, in the dark, something moved. It did not lunge. It did not attack. It only watched, its 8 glistening eyes reflecting the dim, flickering lights of the chamber. It had been waiting. And now, it was free. In the days that followed, the city fell into chaos. At first, no one understood what was happening. People whispered of strange figures in the shadows, of voices that did not belong to any living being. Then the disappearances began. First, in the outer district's forgotten places, unnoticed. But soon, it spread. Entire streets abandoned overnight. Homes left untouched, as if their owners had simply been plucked from reality. The military intervened. They thought they were prepared. They weren't. For every creature they destroyed, 100 more emerged. They were not invading. They were not hunting. They were claiming what was already theirs. Then came the transformations. It started subtly. A twitch beneath the skin. A shift in the way people moved. Something crawling beneath the surface. Eyes that should have blinked forward now twitched sideways. Skin that should have been soft hardened, darkened. The changes were unstoppable. Some fought against it, begged for salvation. Others embraced it. The creatures did not need to conquer. They only needed to wait. And humanity, so desperate to survive, became something else entirely. The world as it was ceased to exist. Civilization fell in days, not to war, not to plague, but to something far older. The last remnants of resistance fled underground. They whispered of one final hope, a place untouched by the web. A sanctuary where the transformation could be reversed. But the truth was far crueler. There was no sanctuary. There never had been. The few who reached the underground chamber found only the cocoon. It was waiting. It had always been waiting. And when it opened, the last light of humanity faded into the dark. Some say the world still exists. hidden beneath the shroud of silk that covers the ruins of its past. Some say the creatures do not kill, not anymore. They do not need to. For in every shadow, behind every whisper, they wait. They do not chase. They do not hunt. They simply watch. Because they know, sooner or later, we all come home. The web of fate has only just begun.